Hello and welcome to the LSUS Esports Time Capsule, where we go back in time by sharing our stories and revisiting our teams. And today I have my handy dandy host KP, and I have our very special guest Bryce from the Siege team. How are you two doing?
What's up? Doing good, doing good.
Doing well, really sore.
Sore.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just leave it at that. Bryce, what have you been up to? It's been a hot minute since the two of us talked.
Yeah, I'm a grown up now. I have to work and trying to finish up school so I can get a full-time job and actually do something with my life.
Amen. Um,
Yeah.
well, KP, we have to give our life updates, obviously, because we're the host. Do you want to go first, or should I?
Yeah, I'll go first. I started back going to the gym.
Woo! That's why you're sore.
Yeah, that's why I'm sore. hmm
hmm
You know, just
Just the
tired of being
gym.
big. Just tired of being big.
Love that. My last update, I got a boom arm, and I get to sound a whole lot better in the
Wow.
future. I wish I got it, 6 episodes ago, but you know what? I got it now. That's all that matters. So it took me a hot minute to get it fixed. Long story short, I got it earlier than, or not earlier. It was going to come in delayed, but then it didn't. But I was missing some parts, so I had to wait even longer to get it all assembled. So I have it like just out of range, but like normally it was like this. And setting up a boom arm, it's just a whole thing because if you tighten all the screws and whatnot, let me move it. As soon as you tighten all the screws and whatnot, then sometimes it'll just move on its own. It's just like I need you to stay exactly where you are. So the thing I've got it, the position I've got it at now is good. I'm happy, and so any future podcast episodes we record, I'll sound a hell of a lot better. So really happy about that. But I'm also happy that we have Bryce here because we're here to talk about the Siege team. The Siege team, has the most struggles out of all of our rosters, but we're all here to just, clear the air on that and just reminisce. I will say before we start, I don't know if y'all knew this, but a Siege team was trying to be made in 2020 because I don't think you two joined in 2020. I did. And there were just talks about it. It fell through. There was like a someone named Elise. I think she was really trying to push for the team. But I think I don't know. I don't exactly remember, but like I guess we just didn't have the players or anything or the tech or whatever, so it just fell flat. But we will start our journey in fall 2022 because that's when the Siege team officially got started. The roster it was Bryce, Gunner, Hunter, James, John, Chriselle, and Silas. And Bryce, I wanted to ask you, well, what do you remember? Like, how did that team get started?
Okay, so I 2022 like August is when I actually got Siege for the first time.
Really,
So
I had
right
no
before
idea.
Yeah, so right
Wow.
before the team got started, or right as the team got started, I got Siege, and it was because Silas was putting it together. So I worked with Silas at Gibbons, and he was telling me that he's trying to put a team together, and he knew I was coming to LSUS. I was incoming as a freshman, and he was like, "You got to play this game with us. You got to play it." And so I got it, downloaded it, played it. I was trash. I was absolutely trash. But yeah, that's essentially how it came together. So I know Silas, Silas, John, and there might have been one more. They were all a part of the frat here, so
Uh,
they had the three of them. Silas recruited me, and then he was telling me I just got to reach out and find some more people because we need 5 people.
mhm.
So we only have 4 of us, need 5 people, and so I had a business class with Gunnar and James, and they were buddies. They came to LSUS together, and so I talked to them, and they joined the team. And then Chriselle, I think he saw something in Discord and joined, and so we had about 7 or 8 of us all together, and so that was kind of how the team formed. It just a bunch of random guys that just all picked up the game and started playing together.
I will say I'm still reeling from the fact that you picked up the game that semester. I thought you played it a lot earlier. I'm shook by that.
Yeah, I'm very
No,
confused. Was this the biggest siege team that we did have.
It's the inaugural, so technically, yes.
So 5 of us would play the first game, and then 2 or 3 guys would sub in for the next game.
Mhm.
But we'd all be in the lab. Maybe one or two of us would be home. I think Gunnar or James
Gunnar
had
was
to
definitely
drive like
remote.
45 minutes.
Yeah, Gunnar was definitely remote. I remember that for
Yeah.
sure.
And so, yeah, that was game days. We'd be right here face to face playing with our coach right there with us.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just getting into it yourself. What were your expectations going into, this new environment for you?
Learn the game.
Fair, yeah.
I didn't know the game at all. But if we're talking like getting to play with other people that knew the game better than I did, like listening to them, understanding how to compete with them, stuff like that was a huge learning curve for me.
Yeah.
Because I've played sports growing up, but I've never played like esports like this, where there's a lot more talking in this than there is basketball.
Mm,
Yeah.
I gotcha. And unfortunately, like that fall 2020, the team did break up. If you want to get into that, how that happened.
Yeah, yeah. So the guys that brought the team together were those frat guys, and there were 3 out of the, I guess, 7 or 8 that we had.
Mm,
Um, they were like our main core, and so they were the ones that would play every day together. They were the ones that would show up on game day, hype, ready to go, getting us ready to go, and Silas was the captain because he was the same guy that reached out to me when we were working together. He put the team together, he
mm,
organized it, and then um, there was some personal stuff I think that went down with Silas and then with some other frat guys, not between each other, but just like life
mm,
things, and they stopped being able to show up to game days. So
mm,
like it was gradual. It was like maybe October, they didn't show up to one game, and then they just slowly stopped showing up to games consistently
mm.
to the point where we didn't have the people to play. They were telling us we don't want to play anymore. It was stuff like that, and so it crumbled. Like the team just crumbled apart. We had 4 guys that could play, but you need a 5th guy, or you're not gonna. You can't. It's in the rules. You can't play the game unless you have 5 people.
Exactly.
And so we had to forfeit games and eventually just completely shut down.
Yeah, and with that breakup, KP, we the officers at that time, we really had to because I remember this, we had to take a step back after that, and we're just like, okay, what are we going to actually do about this? I will say this breakup actually kind of forced us to be like, okay, we need a proper, for lack of a better term, like a punishment system. Like if things like this happen, like okay, what are the charges, or what does that look like? And then we had to put that all down, and we had to really draft that out because it was Silas, it was the man. I forget who the manager was, the original manager at that time, and I think Chriselle. Yeah, Chriselle, to those 3, and maybe 1 or 2 others from some different sports. That was the first semester we had to dish out punishments and do a proper investigation to find out what actually happened.
Yeah, that's how we basically originated the contract on
Yeah.
I think the esports the member competitive contract or something like that for fees and different types of punishments if you do this so many
Yep.
times and stuff like that. So it was I was kind of disappointed that we had to make something like that because we're in college, we're all grown as adults, communication is key
Yep.
at that point. So, but hey, things happen for a reason.
Yeah, it needed to be done eventually because after that
Yeah,
we've had a few bad apples unfortunately pop up, and so we've had to deal with them accordingly. So
right.
it was a necessary evil to draft that. And just for the audience, there's no it's not a real contract. We don't have legalese. We're not a Division 1 college in that sense. It's just like a moral contract. You know what I mean? Just be hey, just follow these rules. Don't do these things. We expect you to do that. as a person, we expect you to do that. So that's what we mean by contract, and we'll roll straight into, we'll just roll straight into fall 2023 because y'all skipped spring 23. Any particular reason why? Just lack of players?
Yeah, we couldn't find a team.
Gotcha. But fall was when y'all
Yeah.
did bring it back. Who was on that team, fall 23?
Yeah, so fall 23, I remember kind of spearheading that team and trying to be the captain over that one. Because over that spring, I'd really started to enjoy Siege, and so I had reached out to Gunner, reached out to James, because those were the only two that really stuck through the rest of 2022, and then the spring of 2023. So I reached out to them. I was like, "Hey, y'all want to play this upcoming fall?" Gunner was absolutely down for it, and then James was he had moved to Tech, so he
Oh,
was no
okay.
longer at LSUS. And so Gunner and I looked at Gunner. I was like, "Dude, let me see if there's any interest. If there is, will you play?" And he was like, "Absolutely. If you get three other guys, absolutely, I'll play with you."
Mm.
And so I started reaching out to people, started trying to find interest, and I got like 4, 5 people that were interested. 4 people, I think.
Mm.
I got Auti, Garrison. I can't remember the rest of that team.
Mm.
There were a couple more. There were a couple more guys that we got, and they were they knew how to play Siege about the same level we did. Um, but Auti Ryder was way
Was
ahead
he?
of us. And so yeah, so we got 5, 6 guys that were able to play that upcoming fall.
Yeah, sure. Because and then that's when you took the role as manager at that point, or were you captain? I know you became the manager at some point. Was it that semester?
Yes, I was like captain and manager. I don't.
I remember that. Yeah, because like I know we were talking about it because I know like you were riffing with me like, oh, I like want to be more involved in the SH team. How do I do that? And I was like, well, you can be a manager, and then it just you know blossomed
Yeah.
from there. I will say one. Well, I think y'all went what 1-6 that season,
Yes,
but y'all
yes,
did
we
get a
went
win.
1-6.
Y'all did get a
We got a
win.
win.
Tell me about
Hey,
it. Wait. Do you remember what the team was? I quiz everyone on this.
Hold on, I can pull it up. I have no clue. I Off the top of my head, I have no clue who the team was.
All right,
But
get your cheat sheet out. Go
I'm pulling it
ahead.
up.
cheat sheet is insane. I think he's the first
Uh,
person to do the cheat sheet.
Mastodon,
Yeah,
P-
PFW
PFW.
Mastodon, and PFW is you might beat me to it.
I have no clue.
Got Purdue Fort Wayne, Purdue University
Okay,
Fort Wayne. So that's
all
the
right.
team y'all beat. Take me through that game day. Tell me what happened there.
Elliot, I don't know.
No?
I could tell you what our game days looked like. It
Yeah.
was very similar to the first year. So I was showing up to the lab ready to go. We had 2 other guys that came to the lab every day, and then Gunner and Ryder played from home.
Mm,
And so Gunner and Ryder were our you have different roles in Siege. You have like your IGL,
mm.
which I don't know how similar it is to Valorant or Overwatch, but I'm sure there's an IGL, and then
Shot
you have
caller.
like
Yeah.
different. Yeah, and then you have like you'll have support roles, and then we have fragging roles.
Mm,
So with Siege, like our fraggers were Ryder and Gunner. Like they
mm,
would go in, they drop 15 to 20 kills a game, which is it, you're really good if you're dropping more than 10 kills.
mm.
Like you had a really good game if you drop more than 10 kills. And so they're dropping 15 to 20 kills against these guys.
Wow.
And so I guess this was week 1 that we played Purdue.
I think so. Week 1 or 2. It was an early one. I
Week
remember
1.
that.
Yeah, and so we were coming hot off of like we had practiced a few times and came jumping in head first and got a 2-0 against them, and I don't know if I could pull up the exact stats, but I would.
Who was the MVP
Yeah,
that
I
game?
would.
What do you think?
Ryder was the MVP of every
Yeah.
game that we played.
Oh wow, okay.
Ryder and Gunner by far were our best. Ryder was a little bit better than Gunner. Gunner had taken a little break to play some CS.
Okay.
But they were by far the best players on the team, and the rest of us were just able to basically support them and open up walls, and then they would go in and they would kill everyone, and we'd win the round somehow.
I gotcha. Like, what were the main
Yeah.
differences between last semester and that semester? Because you brought it's the same again, right? Just a ragtag group of people. What was the team culture and just anything else like just between those different times?
It was not organized. Like our
No.
team culture, no, it was not at all organized. We were like, oh, we're gonna practice on this day and this day and this day, and then we have game day this day. Didn't practice at all. We showed up game days really rough. Not really with game plan. Like
In 22 or 23, just to clarify.
both in 23 and 23. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So 23, we still didn't we didn't have set game plans. Like in Siege, you can create a game plan. You can create a play that you're going to do as a team and run it and execute it. And you can win the round or lose the round off of that game plan. But we would just essentially, I would see what's happening, and I was the IGL at the time, so I'd see what's happening with the defense or what the attack's doing, and I'd go, let's try this, and we would try it. And sometimes it would work, sometimes it will just blow up and against us and not work at all. And so it was chaotic, but it was college esports for us. That's how we saw it at the time.
Yeah, for sure. And just just taking all those losses, do you think that strengthened you in any way?
Yes, it gave me a passion to win more. Like I craved just winning one game, and I'll say losing every game in the 22 season and then winning that first game in 2023, like it was like a fire lit inside me. It was special. Yeah, and then we went on to lose every single other game.
Type shit.
Syllabi.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I think a majority of teams have had like a 0-7 season, so nothing to be ashamed of. But we go into fall 24 because no spring 24 roster.
No, it fell apart again. I think we had
goodness.
a few guys that left
Dang.
left the school, or just I know schedules would change. Schedules would change between the fall and the spring, so like the guys would be available to play in the fall on a Thursday night, and then spring they'd have like a Thursday night class, and so they just genuinely couldn't play.
It's those damn night classes. It's those damn night classes. Those are the killers of teams, honestly. Because I remember
y'all 8 a.m. I'm telling you, you'll be more responsible if you get an 8 a.m. Wake your ass up at 6 o'clock. Eat. Go to the shower. Get up. Get off the bed. Get off the bed. Get off the bed right now.
No, we're gamers. We stay up till 3 a.m. and sleep until 12. That's how it works.
Or you can go to my route and be 100% online. That's another
ghetto.
perk. What? KP, I had all the free time in the world my final semester of Overwatch. No responsibility.
No.
Oh, man. Yeah, but yeah, advice to athletes, be on top of advising season. Because when I was officer, whenever advising season would come around, I would make an announcement every single time. Be like, hey, check with all your coaches, check with all your managers, check everything before you get into that meeting. Because if you have to take a night class, then you just can't be on the team. So that's my little PSA before we get into fall 2024. And yeah, just take us through that season.
Yeah, so fall 2024, it was very similar to the beginning of fall 2023. It was very much me kind of going, hey, I want to play again. let's see if we can get a team that will commit to this fall. And we were just looking for anybody. We weren't necessarily looking for people that had any experience playing Siege. We were looking for anybody so that we could just play. We just wanted to play. And so when I say we, I mean Gunner and Ryder and myself.
Yeah, because y'all were the new core of the team at that point.
That's right. Yeah. So Gunner stuck around, and he was feeling a little less optimistic about playing Siege, but he still looked me in the face and was like, "Hey, if you find some guys, then I'll play with y'all."
Mm-hmm.
And Ryder was all over it. He was wanting to play and he was wanting to win. He did not like losing. He wanted to win.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were able to find 3 people. Joe. Oh, let me see if I can remember. Joe,
Was
Cameron,
Jordan?
and then
I don't remember
Jordan
what she joined.
23.
Oh, okay.
Jordan was 23.
Oh, okay, cool.
So 24 was Joe, Cameron, and then I can't remember his name. There was one more. There was one more guy that worked in the lab with me, and so we got the 6 of us to play. And Cameron had experience playing Xbox.
Oh, okay.
But at the time you weren't allowed to play controller.
Really? I didn't know that.
So Siege is set up different where you can't cross play between PC and Xbox. So Cameron was having that learning curve and some of the like, can we get a controller player to play? Like, we're going through all of that stuff while he's also trying to learn KBM. But he at least had some background in the game. The other 2 guys that joined had no background. They were brand new to the game like I was in 2022. And so it was a learning curve for them. So the nicest way I can say this is it was essentially like a 4v5 every game that we played, which it was just a reality of what was happening.
I gotcha. And were y'all able to finish the season?
Yes. So this season was interesting because we didn't technically. I think we technically forfeited 1 game. Maybe the last 2 games we forfeited, but what had happened was we had played the entire season, and then we had got to the end, and it was right around, I think, like Thanksgiving break or something. We had a double header, and so those 2 games were back to back, and it was like we couldn't find a time that worked with our schedule and worked with the opposing team's schedules.
Yep.
And so we were just like, we can't play the games. Like, it literally got down to like an hour before the scheduled game time, and they were like, "No, we're not going to reschedule. We're going to play." And it's like, we've been trying to reschedule for the past week. We can't do tonight.
Right.
And so it was unfortunate circumstance. We weren't going to win the games, but it's still fun just playing them.
I gotcha. And there was 2 new things that I noticed from that season. One, I think at this point, or maybe earlier, if I'm mistaken, the Siege team, the Smash team, really got buddy-buddy with each other because y'all actually share a game day. Y'all are the only teams that share a game day. So what was it like from your perspective, just like meeting the Smash team and just, getting to know them?
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool because I never grew up playing Smash. Like, I've played Smash maybe once or twice. Never really played Smash, and so I was walking in here some days and they were warming up, and I was looking up at the big screen behind me, and they've got it all set up there. And I'm like, I have no clue what they're doing, but that's pretty cool. And so there was always like 4 or 5 of them just around, like in chairs, and they were warming up and getting ready to play their game days. It was really an experience, and I know I've met a couple of them. I didn't really get to know them too personally, but I got to meet a few of them a couple times.
Yeah, that's cool. And then before I get to the final thing, just a quick tangent. I was talking about this on the Smash podcast. I don't know if you remember, but like it was inaugural season for you and Smash. and like I would sit in on both game days because I worked in the lab at that time. And whenever with Siege or would win or lose, I would always go up to Silas. I was like, "Hey, Smash lost, y'all gotta avenge them," or like, "Hey, Smash won, y'all gotta keep carry the momentum." It just never worked. I
Oh
thought.
yeah, no, trying to get us motivated. We were motivated. We just could not get a win. Yeah.
Yeah, but the last thing that happened that semester was y'all switched game days to your personal Switch channel, right?
Yes. So, and we'd been doing this with Rocket League, I think, but
Yeah, y'all did stream a few
um,
Rocket League games on your account. Like, what made you want to make that switch?
well, I knew I wanted to be able to like share the game days with my family and friends, and I knew a few of the guys had some family and friends that wanted to watch the game days, and I think um, the LSUS broadcast group was going through like a drought of people that were able to show up for game days.
Yeah.
So it was a weird situation. There was a lot of lack of communication, and so on my end, I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be reaching out to these people, to the broadcast team. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm supposed to be reaching out to them about broadcasting the games. I know that I can just broadcast the games on my Twitch, and then my family and friends can watch it, and then I can share that with our team, with my teammates, and their family and friends can watch the games and cheer on us.
Yeah, because I know Auti, he
So,
streamed some game days too, or before that semester. I know I watched a few of his game days. What I noticed when moving all of the Siege game days to our brand new YouTube channel, I noticed that you had like a legitimate audience, not just the families and friends. You had like legitimate fans.
yeah, we had a few people, and I would personally stream some. So there were some people that would come over from those, but there were a few like that were not my family or my friends personally that I
Yep,
know, that were just like, oh, LSUS, I know that school. Like I live in Monroe, like I know it. So I'm gonna start watching this guy.
that's
And
so cool.
then they were like, oh, it's a game day. Oh, I'm gonna pull up the game day and watch. And they watch for like 45 minutes to an hour, watch one of our maps, and then they cheer us on. Yeah.
I love that for y'all. But we'll move on to spring 25, the most recent season. Y'all teamed up with LSU Baton Rouge. That surprised
Yeah.
me the most when I found that out. Like, tell me how did that even happen?
So towards the end of fall 2024, I got personally reached out to by the captain, Kevin, over at LSU Baton Rouge, and he reached out. He was like, "Hey, we're looking to do some scrimmages, and y'all are basically our sister school or brother school. So will you guys scrim us?" And we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we scheduled a scrim. We showed up, actually scrimmaged them, which we never did. Like
Oh yeah,
we wouldn't scrimmage on our own, but we were able to set up a scrimmage against LSU Baton Rouge. Um, Played one map. It was supposed to be three maps. We played one map and got destroyed. It's first to seven, and they beat us 7-0. And
yeah.
so,
That's what first scrims do to you.
yeah, it was really bad. But so that was kind of where the relationship started with Kevin. And then we were able to just talk more over Christmas break. And I reached out to Matt, who is our
Sponsor.
sponsor.
Yep.
Yep. I reached out to him and I was like, "Hey Matt, if we're not, let me preface this. We had lost those three new people that we added to the team. All three of them had quit
Oh goodness.
over over that Christmas break again. So every year we had that problem. I could get some people to join, and then they would all lose hope and lose motivation to play. And so it was back to just Gunner, myself, and Ryder again. So I reached out to Matt. And I was like, "Hey, Matt, these guys are talking to us. They think we're pretty half decent. They think Ryder and Gunner are great, and I'm just average.
And you're just
It's fine, I'm
Bryce.
just average. I'm just here for the ride." And so, but I was talking to Matt. I was talking to Kevin. Kevin was talking to his sponsor, his esports sponsor down in Baton Rouge, and we were able to all kind of collaborate course of a month, basically to join the two teams together. And even took some convincing for the league, because the league
Playfly, yeah.
with Playfly, they had strict rules about you can only be playing for one college, and so with the Playfly and the NACE split,
Yep.
we were playing Rocket League with NACE, but we were playing Siege with Playfly. So I was able to have two different accounts through two different league sponsors, or I don't know what they're called, but so I was able to play both those different games, but technically only be under one college on both of those, and communicated the whole time with all the officials and stuff, made sure it was all good, and they were like, "Yeah, as long as y'all just have one team and you commit to just having one team, that's perfectly okay with us." And so that's what we did. LSUS joined under the LSU name.
Yeah, so y'all were technically LSU.
Technically, yes. Yeah.
What was that like? Just interacting with like just Baton Rouge players, Baton Rouge students, just like in a proper team environment. What was that like?
There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of drama.
Was there?
Yes. And I say that
Typical.
because there were nine. No, there weren't nine. There were 11 players total
On the roster.
that could have played on the roster.
Oh,
I think
goodness.
two of them just didn't show up at all, so we were down to like nine officially that would play. Which is very competitive. Like if you can only play 5 people, you want to play your 5. Like that's a very competitive roster. People there, and so there was a lot of drama, a lot of politics, like behind the scenes. With us being in Shreveport, we never really saw Kevin or the other guy face to face, and so there was a lot of politics behind the scenes of like me talking with Kevin, trying to understand what we're doing, and then other people on the Baton Rouge team going, "Hey, I want to be on this. What can I do to do that?" And they would manipulate their way into that position when they probably didn't deserve it. And let me just say, there was one guy that said, "Hey, I want to be on the starting roster."
Oh, you're cutting it. Wait, can you repeat what you just said? You cut out for a second.
Yeah, sorry. There was one player from Baton Rouge that was super, super passionate and motivated to be on the starting roster, but he played controller. And so you can't play controller in the PC games. So he did his stuff to get on the team, and he played multiple game days with LSU, with us, and we got to the playoffs and won the first round of the playoffs.
Wait, time out. You all got the playoffs?
Yeah, so
what? This is the first time I've heard of this.
Indeed, I did not know this at all.
We're gonna mark it on the tally. Like what?
Yeah.
Tell me everything about their because like at Spring 25, it was a very quiet season for LSUS just in general. So I had no idea y'all even got to playoffs in the first place. I think like Spring 25, like a lot of people just didn't know what was going on. It was a very quiet, like not much happening because we were transitioning between different officers at that time, I believe. Right, Kippy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about that playoffs run.
Okay. Well, really quick.
Yeah.
Our playoffs run was cut short because this player was playing controller.
Oh.
Which is you get disqualified if you do that.
Oh no.
So the other team reported it. We got disqualified in the quarterfinals.
Oh, y'all. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll back up though. I'll back up. I didn't realize y'all didn't know how well we did. So the LSU Baton Rouge team, they were very good. They were I wouldn't say like semi-pro. I wouldn't say that, but we were a solid college team. Like we had strategies, we had plays that we would run, we had setups, and we had a system. I didn't think it was the best. There were definitely areas that we could have improved, but we were good for being a college team. And yeah. So Kevin was our IGL. He was leading us. He'd run practices. He'd run game day. We'd follow his lead, and he led us to like what we played. We played like, was it 7 games each season?
Yeah, it's 7 regular season games. Yes,
7 regular season games. So we went, I think 5-2.
What?
5-2 in the regular season. Yeah, we were one of the top teams. Now I might be wrong. It might be 4-3, but a few of those games that we lost, we were playing without some of our best players.
Oh, okay.
So Ryder was still, even moving over to Baton Rouge, he was the best player by far. Like, he was the best player, and then Baton Rouge had about 3 more guys that were really solid, and so Gunnar and I fell down on that starting roster lineup. We weren't in the starting roster. We were subs at that point. Really cheering on. We were casting, which I'm sure we'll get into in a little bit, but
yeah,
we were casting games, but our we ended the season like in the top 4 out of the 8 teams that were in the league.
Yeah, it was 3rd or 4th because if y'all got top 2, y'all would have started in the semis. So yeah, 3rd place, 4th place. Yeah, that's really good. That's probably the best record from Siege ever. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were losing like crazy before we joined the Baton Rouge guys.
Yeah, how did casting go for you? Because I didn't know Gunnar was your co-caster, but like, what was that like for you, taking on that new role?
Yeah, so casting was interesting. I know the first time I did it, Gunnar and I kind of just did it together. And I think it was the first LSU game. We decided to cast, and it was on my personal account, my personal Twitch channel. And I had watched esports for the past 3 years, but I don't know how to cast. So I'm just like talking to people like it's a normal conversation, and
like a normal Twitch stream, right?
Like a normal Twitch stream. That's exactly what it was. And so there's some of that, and then a lot of it was also just breaking down what's happening, because a lot of my family and friends, a lot of the family and friends of the other Siege players would watch, and they just see little characters with guns shooting each other. They didn't know what was happening, and so like breaking down some of the thought process behind, hey, this is what our team is looking to do this round. This is what the enemy team is trying to stop us from doing this round. Like, breaking down stuff like that was just really helpful, I think, to kind of maintain somewhat of an audience.
Yeah, and since you brought the analysis, would you say Gunnar brought down the play-by-play, just talking about like what happens in the fight, during the fight? Or did you like try to switch off those like roles?
No.
No?
It was not casting like casting should be done. It was genuinely just 2 college guys talking about what their college team is doing, and then we would get off on tangents for a while talking about hot dogs and cheeseburgers.
Love that.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, it was fun.
I love that. Would y'all want to do it again in fall with LSU, or do you think that ship has sailed?
So I think the ship has probably sailed with LSU, and it has to do with the YouTube drama. So the drama with Ryder playing with with cheaters that he didn't know he was playing with.
Oh goodness.
So I should probably explain this. I
The
know
floor's
we didn't
yours.
really want to get into it, but
Yeah, floor's yours.
basically, Ryder queues at the highest rank in the game. He plays ranked games at the highest level. And so when you do that, you run across streamers that are very popular. And so he was queuing into a game with very prominent Siege streamer Skittles. And he was duo queuing. So he was queuing with one friend of his, and it was the first game they were playing together. It's a IRL friend of his. So a dude that he went to high school with, he grew up with. And so they're queuing, and first game on, they run into Skittles, and Ryder didn't know, but his real life friend had cheats on and was using wall hacks
Wall
against
hacks.
Skittles.
Goodness.
And so I think they even lost the ranked game, but Skittles made a 30-minute video breaking down the game, breaking down the dude that was cheating, showing that the dude was cheating, and then blew up Ryder's in-game name, which is Auti. And so because he had the tag .lsu at the end, Skittles joined and went into Skittles did all of his research. You can go watch the video. You can find it on his YouTube still. But basically, he did all the research, found out how to get into LSU Discord, joined the Discord, asked for moderators, blew it up.
Oh
Made it
god,
this
now I'm
massive
gagged.
thing.
Holy shit.
So, basically, LSU Baton Rouge was looking to try and manage the situation. You know, you don't want to make your esports scene look like it's a bunch of cheaters. And so you have to deal with that in some way, even though Ryder himself wasn't cheating.
And he wasn't on LSU BR in the first place. Technically.
Technically, no, but technically, yeah.
Right.
It's a really weird fine line. So throughout this whole thing, Kevin is basically telling Ryder, "You're good, dude. We're gonna get it figured out. You weren't cheating. It was your IRL friend. Like, we're gonna get it figured out. You'll be good. We'll play in the fall."
Oh, you're cutting out again.
Qualification. Sorry.
Just back up to the last sentence.
Yeah, so Kevin was basically just telling him, "We're gonna play again in the fall. We're not gonna get disqualified because of stupid controller stuff. And it's gonna be good. We're gonna play." And so Ryder is like, "Man, I don't know. This is blowing up in my face." Gunner and I are basically we're pushed back on we're third or fourth subs now. Like he's put together a team. Kevin put together a team in Baton Rouge where he's got if the LSUS guys didn't play, he'd be fine. So it was he was really only Kevin was really only holding on to the LSUS for
Ryder. Okay.
Because Ryder was the best player, and so Ryder's going through this personal stuff with Skittles, like trying to figure out what's going on, kind of through this whole situation. And while that's happening, some of the Baton Rouge players are talking bad about Ryder, saying, "Man, I knew he was a cheater. Should have known this, and he was too good anyways."
Damn.
Just a bunch of bullcrap.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of bullcrap. And so we ultimately were just like, Gunner and I talked to Ryder, and we were like, "Dude, if you want to play with Baton Rouge again, we'll play with you. If you don't, that's fine. We don't have to play in fall." And Ryder basically looked at us and he was like, "I don't want to play competitively anymore." So the Siege team, ultimately, unless someone else pulls it back from the grave, has essentially been
deaded. Rest in peace.
Exploded.
Yeah.
It's in a bad place right now. We don't have a team. I'm not looking for a team because I have a night class on Thursday nights this semester, so I can't run it. But yeah, so that was the big thing. I think if that didn't happen, Ryder and Gunnar would probably be playing with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I told Kevin before this situation even happened, I was like, dude, I got my schedule for the fall, and I'm not gonna be able to play fall. I might be able to play spring next year, but not fall.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Siege team is. Would you say it's officially dead?
Yeah, we're not. We've got no interest right now. I mean, it is what it is.
I gotcha. Well, to lighten the mood a little bit, I wanted to ask all of us what your favorite memories are just from being on the Siege team. Anything in particular that stood out, or any good stuff?
Yeah, KP, what you got?
I haven't played a single game of Siege.
You haven't sat in a game. You haven't watched a game day.
When they were playing, I think we were practicing, so I technically couldn't like
No, our practices
look.
were
I could
Fridays,
turn
no.
around and be like, "Oh, what are you doing on your computer?" Like it wasn't. I couldn't like dive into it. I don't even know like what you can do in Siege. Don't give
You
me
can
the
do
spiel.
everything. You can do
Do
everything.
not give me the spiel because I'm not playing the game ever.
I'll get
But
you after the video. I'll get you.
I'm going to
I'll
vomit
convince
if you
you.
do that.
It's basically Valorant, but you can break the walls. And
That's
See,
it.
no,
And break
no,
the floor.
and the
mm-mm.
floor.
It's 3D Valorant.
No,
Yeah.
none of that.
So KB's forfeiting that question. Okay, I hear you. I've got a quick story. It was when I was in the lab, working in the lab. It was inaugural. I think y'all won your very first map against Mosu, Missouri State, and like just that energy, just riding that high with y'all. Because obviously I was rooting for y'all. But I remember like Mosu, they had so many like delays and whatnot that we technically had to be kicked out because we left at like midnight, I think. So like, oh, y'all ultimately losing, but like I was with y'all like all the way, just like sharing like y'all's grief and whatnot. I know that y'all were really salty about that because like Mosu, they had to leave early, and so that was like a big delay between map 2 and map 3. I know y'all were getting really salty about it, and I was trying to calm y'all's nerves because y'all didn't have a manager, or y'all technically didn't have a manager at the time. So I was just like, you know what, like we can just give it an hour. Y'all can just take a power now, or just something. But like just that whole game day was like really nice to go through that and to learn more about Siege and whatnot because I didn't really know what was going on at that time because after inaugural Valorant's very first playoff run into grand finals, that's when I got like a good like appreciation for tactical shooters.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the Mosu game specifically. I remember driving back home from that at like midnight, ticked off.
Oh
I
yeah.
was so mad because um they had this stupid rule about they need to be out of their lab by, and they had postponed the game. The game's supposed to start at 6. They'd postponed the game till 8. And so we played map 1, we played map 2. I think we lost map 1, we won map 2, and so
Yep.
we're riding this high, and they basically DM us. They're like, we can't play. Like, we have to go home, and we need 30 to 45 minutes to get home and get set up so that we can play.
Yep.
And it was like, it's 10 o'clock. Like, our lab is
We
supposed
had
to
to
close at
get
10.
we
Their
closed
lab
at
is supposed
10.
to close at 10. We stayed open. We're all still here.
Well, the police didn't never
They had
came
to
to
go home.
us, so we were kind of doing illegal stuff. Not illegal stuff. It's just like we were staying after hours
Be
and we weren't
quiet. Be
supposed to.
quiet. Be
No,
quiet.
okay, quiet.
No, you're
Just getting back to it. It's just like I said. Bryce, what's your favorite moment then if it wasn't the Mosu game?
Oh, man, we had. I'd have to say this past spring with LSU Baton Rouge
Really?
was a blast. I can't say there was specific moments, but just winning games, casting it, like cheering the guys on, getting to play in a couple of the games. It was just it was a blast. Scrimmaging with them, they actually practiced. They would practice 2 to 3 times a week. Um, so that was very much it was a good spring. Even though we got disqualified, there were highs and lows to it. But it was a memory that I'll probably always stick with.
Very nice. My final question for you is, what would your dream LSUS Siege team be? If you had to make one right now on the spot, who would you want?
Dream team.
Yeah.
I'm picking up Ryder, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Gunner, and then I'm going with Cameron, and then James. James
Mm-hmm.
from 22.
And
22.
you?
He was good.
Fabian?
Yeah, and me,
Okay.
obviously. Come on. I'm
Listen,
IGLing
you.
now.
Hey,
I
didn't know
got
if you're
so
gonna
much
be humble
more
or not.
knowledge now. I'm IGLing. I'm hopping in. Yeah, yeah. But we would take some teams down if we had the time to practice and we had some strats set up. We'd be able to win some games.
Gotcha. I wouldn't even be able to make a dream roster. I don't think KB and I would. We'll just take your
Don't
word for it.
don't ask me.
Yeah.
We're just gonna stick with that one.
Yep.
Hmm.
We all agree with that roster. And my final question before we sign off is, if someone were to want to remake the Siege team and they watch this, what would you want to tell them? Or any advice? Practice?
Practice. Practice, and then yeah, understand some of the limitations behind it. Like people have schedules; they're here to do college, so don't be too hard on them about that. But have fun with it, and if you can get them to show up and practice, come up with some strategies.
There we go. And on that note, we'll say farewell and take care, and we will see y'all later. Bye, guys. There we go. I liked that. Short and sweet. That was
How long was that?
50 minutes.